Hi, it's Jill from Jilly Bean Studio. I hope you can join me today for some fun in some new junk journals and a brand new traveler's notebook. Welcome to the channel or welcome back. I'm glad you could stop in today. So I was in a bit of a debate. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for 2024, and I ended up, after playing with making some new printables and thinking about all the notebook fun I had in 2023. And these are free, by the way, in my Ko-fi app for the month of January, that I really wanted to do another notebook. But I've been doing comp notebooks, little craft notebooks, and I decided to try a traveler's notebook insert. So more about that in a few minutes. And what I'm noting here right now with the new free printables is I've done this whole page spread as a cover. And one thing, I think we all have, obviously, different printers. Mine's an older inkjet, and I really had to play with the settings for a minute to hit print the entire page. So if you are going to enjoy these printables, which I hope you do, in your journals, just make sure you check the printer setting for that larger sheet. And I'm liking it. I'm liking the faux stitching and this cute little cover on the new Traveler's Notebook insert. I'm definitely a notebook gal. Do you work in notebooks? I find I do this hybrid sort of thing. I consider them my junk journals, but I love them as a base. I glue 2 pages together. That's typically what I do. And then usually seal the ends of the pages with washi tape. Here's an example of my December journal. That was done in a Pen and Gear craft notebook. Same sort of thing, gluing the pages together and sealing them with a bit of washi. And I find that I don't journal every single day, so that works out for me. Typically, I document everyday life things, do a lot of fun art making, and I think that will be my journal practice moving into 2024. So I hope you're well. I hope that 2024 brings you fun art journaling, junk journaling, whatever you love to do. And again, I hope you enjoy these printables. If you're interested, I am going to be using them in my January insert. So we'll have fun playing with that. I also still have a pile of stuff on the desk, and this is an altered book that I haven't quite figured out yet, but gonna continue to work in this in some capacity this winter. And more to come, but didn't want to forget to mention that one. And finally, later in today's video, I'm gonna go through my idea of how to keep this simple for Junk Journal January. I've made a paper bag journal. Last couple videos I showed this process, and again I'll link those videos below if you're interested in seeing them. And I'm going to work on doing 20-minute page spreads because Junk Journal January does have prompts for every single day. And again, as I've mentioned, I don't journal every single day. So I'm going to try to do quicker, kind of make a little system for myself, and we'll see how that works, friends. So that will be the rest of the video. I'm going to kind of show you how I set up that process. But let's jump into the little craft notebook flip through the end of 2023. I really enjoyed working in this cutie pie. It filled up rather quickly. Have the December printables there. I think I need a little glue. Here we go. The gingerbread girls. And this is pretty much my normal journaling practice. I usually set up a pocket in the front, the beginning monthly spread. Had a good time with the whole gnome theme at the beginning of the month. And Caroline on the Hillside, check out her channel. She has a fun junk journaling channel tagged me from Carrie, the Paper Monkeys channel, also another fun junk journaling channel, and they had a little thing going, and it's still going, called hashtag tag your turn. So that was really fun. I was making those trifold tags. And happy news, I did get my teapot. That was on my Christmas wish list. My other teapot was, I don't know what. I don't know how you can destroy a teapot, but somehow I did. So the new one is on the stovetop. I love this journaling spread. It's a lot of this and that. I think I did a couple journal with me's on these pages, but I love the little shapes, the cutouts, using book page, simple folk art birds, some of the ephemera my friend Shannon gave me. This page, it's really not quite finished, but moving on, moving on to 2024. But I like this coloring book page, and I tried to make the belly band, I cut the top there so it would stay, a little sketch of that deer. Been playing with a little more doodling and sketching lately. Wondering where the snow is here in New England. Oh my goodness, a lot of rain. Not complaining, but we definitely did not have a white Christmas. These little tags I put inside of some special memories. I love documenting in my junk journal, little notes and things. I had a great lunch with a friend that I had not seen in a while, and oh gosh, it was just so good to get together. This is actually some old packaging that I used as a pocket. I made an Etsy purchase, and look how beautifully that brush lettering is. And then this is my page for Cat Hands Mixed Media Morsels. And this year, for 2023, she does her Misfit makeovers. It was some packaging. I have the prompts there on the left, something vintage, a flower, a brad, and a sticker. I really enjoy Kat's channel. She always has something fun to do, and those prompts always get me thinking differently. And then finally, a little bit of journaling at the end. And that's it. I really enjoyed this sweet little notebook. And as I've said, in 2024, it is my plan to continue in notebooks and also continue to make junk journals. So for the last part of the video, I hope that you can journal with me a little bit, grab some supplies. I ended up taking a break and coming back. Got a good cup of coffee. Always enjoy a good cup of. And this is a bit of my plan for Junk Journal January. This is how I'm going to start out anyway. So my goal is to do 15 to 20 minute pages. In other words, work on a spread for that amount of time. And in order to do that, so that I don't stress out, because that's the last thing I want to happen with any of my journaling. In fact, to me, journaling is one of the best ways to do self-care. So I'm set up a little system that I want to share with you today that I hope, if you're interested or new, that may help you to do kind of quicker pages, especially when you're doing prompts. So here it is, friends. It is what I am calling a grab and go bin. And really, this has pretty much been my journal practice overall, but I was very mindful this time of even putting pens and washi tape in with the papers so that when I was going to do my junk journal January spreads, that I had most things that I wanted. And I keep adding to this container. So the things I'm showing you are bits and pieces of book page, photographs, scraps of scraps of lace and any little thing, repurposed packaging. Here's some from a gift card from the holidays, stamps, and I want it all there to literally grab and go if I'm working on my dining room table or in my art space. Right now we have holiday guests still staying, which is I'm enjoying so much. But you never know where you're going to journal. You might journal at a kitchen table, wherever it is, wherever we can make space. So that grab and go bin, I think, is going to be really helpful. The other envelope I showed just a second ago is a variation on that same idea. And what I did this afternoon when I came back to journal a bit more was take a bit, look at this beautiful book page. Take a bit of the book page and then grabbed a little bit of a dried fern that I happen to have in a book and did a little bit of writing and estimated 20 minutes to do that first page for Junk Journal January. And that's the way I'm going to roll. So I thought I would do the second page with you in the same kind of format. I've already chosen some pieces ahead of time, little bit of book page, little bit of scrappy paper, and the quote is for the second prompt. So for Junk Journal January, which by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that, is hosted by Meg at Meg Journals, and I will leave that information in the description box below. The prompts come every day in, all sorts of different ways. It can be a technique, it can be a word, it can be a supply. So I'm really excited about doing this challenge. I've done it for a number of years, and my personal challenge is to do it quickly. And I guess the biggest reason is time. And I know all of us can struggle with journaling time, and that definitely is something that I want to make sure that I do in the new year in a more mindful way, because the moment I start working in two journals, I want to make sure that I give myself time to do my normal documenting, my normal creative journal. In fact, I had a moment in the last couple of videos where I debated if I was going to do a second journal. And then after thinking about it, I was like, of course I am, because the documenting to me is really a very important part of my journal practice. And what I mean by that is jotting a note about everyday things, people I see, an event I went to, what was for breakfast, whatever it is. A few notes across the week make really wonderful memories. And it was interesting to me because when I was thinking about the notebooks that I wanted to work in and trying this new traveler's notebook, I kind of went back and looked at my old comp notebooks and some of the little craft notebooks before I made the decision on the traveler's notebook insert. And boy, the memories just flooded back. I really enjoyed sitting down for whatever, half hour, and looking through the journals from 2023. I don't think we can underestimate a little note or even the visual journaling that we do that may be in the future important to no one but us. But that's okay. We're important. It's our own self-care, and maybe there will be one or two special people that look at our journals in the future. But for me, I'm getting into that mindset, or reminding myself, I guess, that 2024 reflection that the journals are for me. They're my self-care, they're my art play, they're my notes on things that are important to me. So I share that with you now as the first video in 2024, and I would love to know what your journal and journaling practice means to you. if you're new to journaling, what you think you might want to try, because I think giving ourselves the space and the grace to let journaling fit us and fit our own personalities and what works for us in our own lifestyle is probably the best way to journal. So as you can see, it's not quite 20 minutes, and I've sped some things up, but the idea I think is here to take very simple materials that you've put aside. My grab and go bin is not big. It's not even a box. It's a box top. And the supplies that you enjoy using or the supplies that you want to try. Here's the coffee. Adding a little bit there, and the sun the sun is streaming in, so sorry for the extra the extra shadows that are now coming in. But that's it. That's the idea. The way I would like to journal for Junk Journal January. So check out Meg at Meg Journals. She has a wonderful channel. And then now the other journal that I'm going to be working in this month is the Traveler's Notebook Insert. And again, different size notebook than I'm used to working in. But for me, this is going to be all about documenting the little everyday things and art fun. I've gone in with a little bit of Sharpie. I like to collage and doodle, and I'll be using the date stamps that I made on the printables here and there because I don't go chronologically, as I know I have said, but I do like to have them. Get some glue stick on there. Back of a scissors works great. I really am enjoying the faux stitching on these printables. I'm not much of a slow stitcher. It's something I may try more of in 2024. And one of the important things about this kind of notebook, or any of the notebooks, if you're wanting to keep your spine in good shape, is to prep your pages front to back. In other words, keep gluing all the way through, adding a little bit of paint if you want, or papers. That way, even though you're not working on the back pages yet, your spine will stay in good shape. I did go over that die cut, by the way, with the Let It Snow hand lettering. I went over that with that Sharpie marker on the right because it was a little light. All right, friends, I think that's it for now. I wish you well and happy journaling in 2024. I hope that you explore and play, and remember to always cap your glue. And happy journaling to you.